This is the Voynich Manuscript, which is a mystery. It has strange pictures and writings in this book, as you could call it. They think it was done around the 15th century, or it was done a long time ago, 500 years ago. The reason I believe that is because some of the people in the manuscript have ancient European clothes, and one guy's even got a crossbow. But what I want to do is, I don't know anything about this mystery at all. My thing is patterns, and I've noticed some strange new patterns. I haven't deciphered it, and all attempts to decipher it over the years have failed. This is one of the pictures of a man, I believe. Maybe it's not a man, though. Well, yeah, maybe it is. The guy's got a beard. Or it could be your average French girl. But I want you to notice that he or she or whatever is inside this circle. Okay? And I believe this circle here is a vector. Inside that circle. A vector is the beginning, the starting point. Now we have all these pictures of strange flowers or plants with the roots. And one thing that was odd about this is that I know by the way it looks is that the pictures were drawn first and the commentary was drawn afterwards, written afterwards, because it's written up to the edges. This, if you'll notice the ink here and the ink on the 96 was put there afterwards by someone that was cataloging the pages. Now a lot of the pictures show women, and I can tell they're women because they have long hair, feminine features, rosy cheeks, and she is standing in a tub with something blue in it, and something blue is coming out of this hose, whatever it is, and she's carrying a cup. All right, well, that's not as important as the patterns. This gentleman had another take on it. Let's see what we can do here. Now, on these women, the one thing, a pattern I've noticed about them is they are all young, not children, but they are not old women. They are healthy, nubile, young women within breeding age. That's what it looks like to me. And these could be their names right here. This to this, this to this, this to this, this to this. The first thing I believe is that a human did not write this, did not do this. The characters in here are too, it's like, a lot of other races will say, well, all white people look alike. Well, they probably do to a lot of different races. And whoever made these pictures, you can see that the faces are all generic. All the women are standing up to their hips in this green fluid. There's blue fluid on top, which comes out and goes down to another place. All the women have their hands on their hip, or they're touching one another. And they all are very close to the water. You see they all have their hands on their hips. Now one thing I want to state about this is that whoever drew these, they are generic pictures of women. They're not, we think there are women. Well, maybe they are, okay. But whoever drew these did not like drawing the hands or the feet. Not very good at that. And all of these women appear to me that they're either well-fed or they're pregnant. And by the book, with all the different plants and things in it, I would think that the owner of the book was a botanist, or he was collecting, was collecting plants to take back home or something. Now here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, 8 women. They all have their hands on their hips, and the other touching each other, and then the one lady has her hand down here. And they're all wearing headdresses for some reason. Other than that, they're buck naked. Maybe that was a thing for back then. And here we have two plant-like. Well, they're green, so I think they're plant-like. And each woman is standing in a pod or something. And she's got her hands here, and it's letting off, I don't know, seeds or something, maybe. First of all, we have to put ourselves in the minds of the owner of the book. Now, let's just say that this is 500 years old, all right? Now, I'm giving you another point of view from what I see, and I haven't deciphered it. I don't know if anyone ever will. But one thing I want to point out is that the book is, I don't know what size the book is, but whoever drew this had peripheral vision or 2 eyes. They could see color. They liked white women for some reason. Young, nubial white women. And if you'll notice the color, okay, look at the color in this bath as it would be, or the blue color, or the color of the ink. Now, after 500 years, it's held up pretty good, hasn't it? Even in the best conditions, ink and color would degrade. How come this has not done that? Well, then we have to look to the next question. If this manuscript were written here on Earth, and here's another woman. She has got both hands in these tubes, and she's sitting on some kind of bench. She may be menstruating. But if you'll notice that the ink has not, if it is ink, has not deteriorated. Now here's a young woman. Pattern is she's wearing a headdress. She has rosy cheeks. She's young, nubial, breeding age, and it looks like something is trying to grow her. Here's another. Well, that's not very good, but here it is. If you'll notice, this picture shows up more and more. It is a flower or whatever it is, it appears to be giving this blue color through these barrels, and every barrel is the number of the women in here. There's 7 women. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's 8 of those. So maybe my number's off. Perhaps. And we look at the. Well, this is interesting too. We look at the. Well, I don't know what kind of inks they had back then or colors, but these colors have not run through the pages. First thing I would do is I would take a piece of this page and run it through a electron microscope and see what it's made of. The page itself, to see if that was made during our time. The second thing I would do is I would take a piece of this color, whatever color, and I would run it through a spectrum analyzer and see what that is and the ink is. Now, on the next part, I'll get into something very, very strange that everyone can see if they were just looking at it. I don't know what it means, but every part of this manuscript has the same exact pattern. And it's very, very odd to me. Okay, that's number 2. It's just a great mystery. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm getting a book on it, but it's really neat.